Okay, so I'm going to give this a whirl. Hi, Dr. Garrett. So this is my medical genogram. I am here, 47 years old, relatively healthy. I'm going to backtrack up the genogram to my grandmother. She lived to be 70. She died in 1990. She had probably the most health problems. She had a life of hard living. She was an alcoholic. And if we were to go further up the line, she was abused by my great-grandpa because of the drinking. So there was a lot of relationship conflict with her. Anyway, so the trickle down. So she died of a lung infection called aspergillus. And she also had really severe asthma, related probably to being a smoker in her younger years. When I was alive, she did not smoke, so I didn't know that side of her. She also had severe arthritis. She worked with her hands her whole life, so I'm not sure if that was part of it, but she died at 70 and she was just really crinkled up. Sorry. Anyway, I don't know much about my grandfather. They were not married ever when they had my mom, but I do know that my mom rekindled her relationship with him, and he passed away of cancer. So my mom, she also spent some time in recovery when she was younger, but she is 70 now and she's healthy. She was married to my father. They got married, I don't know when they got married, to be honest with you, but he passed away when I was 5. He was killed in a car accident, so he was 31 when he died. So I don't have a lot of history on him. I know that he was a smoker, just because of the pictures I do have of him. He smoked. His sister is still alive. She's 86 today. So and my grandma lived a long time on his side of the family. So then my mom, after they got divorced, he died, my mom married my stepdad, who was a pretty influential person in my life. He was a Vietnam vet, had gone to Vietnam, and was undiagnosed with PTSD during my childhood, so that was tumultuous. They got divorced when I was 18, and he later was diagnosed. He was a alcoholic. He's been in recovery now for 25 years, I think. But his mental illness is a huge piece of his life, and certainly was a huge piece of my growing up. And then they divorced, and my mom is currently married to Richard Powers, who is 75 years old and in pretty good health. He's a fisherman, lived in Alaska. So he was a hard worker all his life, and I think at 75 it shows a little bit, but other than that, he doesn't have any health problems. My sister and I are the product of my parents. I'm healthy, knock on wood, although actually as I'm giving this, I'm 1 week post-op from a surgery. So I'm doing my best. I appreciate you listening. My sister also, she's healthy, married, 2 kids. I was married for 18 years. My husband and I had 3 biological children, and we adopted Emma. Emma is actually my ex-husband's biological niece. I wish my poster board were bigger, or I had more energy, because this piece of the family is very interesting. My ex-husband lost both his parents when they were 50, one to emphysema and one to